What's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to my ABC deck profile. I absolutely love this deck. I think it's really good. I honestly think it's tier 1 because Revolution Synchron makes the deck so much more explosive and consistent than before, because now when you have, like, let's say Revolution Synchron and some weird hands, you can randomly turn them into full combo because the Ancient Fairy Dragon is so much easier to summon. You can literally use the Revolution Synchron from the hand to synchro summon, and then you're also getting it back from the grave to make a free Crystal Wing, but then the Ancient Fairy Dragon gets to pop either the Theron Field spell or the Hanger to surge the missing field spell. You know, if you bricked and you started with the Theron Field spell, you get to replace it with the Hanger on top of retaining your search for the Regulus, which is going to be full combo with an Omni Negate and probably some more extenders and a Crystal Wing. And the other way around is also the exact same. You know, a bad hand or a good hand can still lead to multiple interruptions, usually at least 6. That's if you get unlucky, by the way. So yeah, today I will be going over my ratios and explanations for this deck list, but before this video starts, make sure you like and subscribe. It really motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. You already know the drill, and now let's get right into it. Alright, so for the main deck monsters, well, actually the main monsters that we're playing for the ABCs, you know, the engines, because we're playing 3 engines as well as Revolution, Synchron, and hand traps. So 2 Regulus as well as 2 Theron field spells. I think this is the best ratio because you really need to play more than 1 field spell because they're actually good to open since they actually synergize with Ancient Fairy Dragon, but drawing way too many Regulus can be bricky. For the Brave token, I'm playing pretty much everything except Illegal Knight. So 1 Griffin, 3 Water Enchantress, as well as the 1 Draco bag. Actually, only 2 right, so I lied. Because some builds are playing like 3 right and everything. But this card is obviously good, but if you draw like way too many Brave token cards, it's not going to help you out too much. They don't do that much in the deck. I mean, they're good because when combination with set rotation, you can use the Draco bag field spell to bounce back your opponent's field spell that you gave. You're giving yourself a unit hanger, and then you're giving the Theron field spell to your opponent. You're bouncing it back, so you can still do like everything on top of having Griffin Rider. So that's the reason why these cards are so good. And you can also play Magician Souls in this deck to draw some cards, but then you won't be able to use Prosperity, and I think Prosperity is a little better. There are also a lot of cards that you give up on from your extra deck because not everything is necessary, like the Xyz monsters you can live without, and some of the Synchro monsters, if you don't have Revolution Synchron, you can just banish all of them every single time. So I think this is the perfect ratio, honestly. And then for the ABC monsters, I'm playing 2 of each. You can play 3 Buster Drake if you want to. I think that's also very respectable, but A and C are not really good, so I think 2 is way more than enough. And then 1 Union Driver, this is a Garnet. You really don't want to draw this. It's never really good to draw, actually, because you can still combo off. By the way, if you draw Union Driver, it's not the end of the world, but you're gonna be ending on like way less explosive boards if you only have like the bare minimum. But if you still have like Revolution Synchron and everything, it's still at least like Crystal Wing, Regulus, and Buster ABC Dragon Buster on turn 1, so it's not gonna change like too much. Anyways, for the hand traps, I'm playing 3 Ash, 3 Droll, and 3 Imperm. If you really want to, by the way, you can actually go all the way to 41 cards and play 3 right. That could work, but I mean, whatever. At this point, it doesn't even change that much. But these hand traps are really good. Ash is actually has synergy in this deck because it's a level 3 tuner, so sometimes your hands are weak. You have like right or Water Enchantress with like the Theron field spell, and then you go like activate, get your token, normal summon Ash, make Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then destroy your Theron field spell, get Union Hanger, and then get your stuff going there. So that's the reason why Ash is so good. Droll is good because it's good against combo decks, and combo decks are pretty nasty next format. You really have to keep an eye out on them. So that's a really good argument for Droll. And then Imperm is just universally really good, so that's why I play it. 9 of the best hand traps that you can play in ABC, to be honest. Anyways, for the spell cards, 1 Terraforming with 3 Hanger, 2 field spells, well, 2 Theron field spells with 1 set rotation, so 7 field spells. That's absolutely nasty with 3 Prosperity, so very consistent deck. And 1 unauthorized reactivation. I think this card is really bricky. You can't really afford to play 3 copies of this card. It's way too much, because then you can draw like multiples with no letters or no hanger and stuff like that, and it's just like really weak. Honestly, I think I'm really satisfied overall with pretty much every single ratio here. I think this is as clean as it gets for a 40 card deck list, at least. Now for the extra deck, I'm obviously playing 3 ABC Dragon Buster. This is how you can get like a really good grind game in this deck, because you keep recycling back all your letters letters from the banish with your first ABC Dragon Buster, so you always have more gas, and then your follow-up is nasty in this deck. One single ABC Dragon Buster is enough to allow you to go like for game 3 times. You're gonna have like 20k damage because you can link up into like an access code and then like a double ABC Dragon Buster off of like one single buster. It's ridiculous, and in the process of doing that, you're also going through Phoenix, Unicorn, and then access code banishing, like shuffling back and destroying a bunch of cards. So it's really disgusting. So yeah, you absolutely need 3 ABC Dragon Busters, but you don't really need like that Gusto Emerald so that you can shuffle them back. This is absolutely not necessary. Anyways, Crystal Winged Dragon with Ancient Fairy Dragon, obviously really nasty combo with Revolution Synchron. By the way, if you really want to, you could play Tuning, because Tuning has synergy in this deck. If you can mail Water Enchantress or one of the letters, it allows you to get access to your combo a little faster, but I don't really think it's that needed. Anyways, Zeus, Baguska, and Dweller. Dweller is the Xyz monster that I summon the least, but Baguska is really good when I get rolled on the Union Hanger search. And Hanger doesn't really lose to Ash, to be honest, because if you hard drew one of the letters, it's still full combo, so it changes nothing. You'd only really lose to like Ogre. That's one of the only hand traps that truly kills this deck. And Shifter is also not really good because, again, there's decks that do play Shifter. They have a tendency to lose really bad to Baguska. But yeah, that's it for the Xyz monsters, only 3. Dweller is like the one that you can probably cut, honestly. For the Link monsters, one Underworld Goddess so that you can outstuff like Expertly Noir, but it's really easy to summon on your opponent's turn with a Masquerena, because you're always getting back 3 monsters from your banish thanks to ABC Dragon Buster, so you have like so many Link materials to spare. It's ridiculous. Anyways, access code, Appaloosa, Unicorn, Phoenix. You can also play Sky Striker Ace as Aaliyah, but then it's probably going to self-destruct every single time, because if you have like 3 or less spells, it dies, and you don't really want that because you always want to use your Link monster so that you can keep climbing up all the way into an access code. So I think Azalea is a little useless here. And finally, Platinum Gadget, because it is the way you can turn Union Hanger into a 1-card combo. Now for the idea section, I think this is kind of obvious and self-explanatory, but I'm still gonna go over it. So Magician's Souls, obviously I already talked about it. You can also play Illusion of Chaos as your spellcaster target, the ritual monster, but then again, it's not gonna work very well with Prosperity, and I think Prosperity is usually better. Sargass, if you can use like 2 letters to go into that, well, the Merry Maker first and then Sargass, Surge Ethereal Field Spell, or the Regulus, but either way, this gets you to the Regulus. And then you get like a negate, and this could be another interruption in case you have like a Dweller on your opponent's turn. You detach, and then the Sargass is going to trigger to destroy or bounce back a card on the field. And that's an effect of the card that people really sleep on. You can also do that with Tornado Dragon and stuff. So yeah, Sargass is honestly really nasty. You can use this card to the full potential, and also summon like a Zeus with 4 materials, which is also really good. Anyways, a Rise Art, because I used to play the Kashtira card, so this should not be here. Gear Gigant X, the only good play with this card was searching Cyberstein, and then using it with the Platinum doesn't really work anymore, but the Platinum Gadget could summon Cyberstein from the hand, and then you could summon Nature Exterio. But Gear Gigant X also allows you to search like Ally of Justice Cycle Reader and some other weird machine monsters, but again, it's really gimmicky. Tornado Dragon good against back row decks, but back row decks should be free for you anyways if you're going first, at the very least, but if you're going second, you also have the Brave Token Engine, which is usually very good against them. Bujin Tate Tsukuyomi were not like in 2016 anymore, where the deck was like summon Photon Thrasher, and then summon, with Union Hanger, Tsukuyomi set 3, and then discard 1, draw 2, and then send another back row, summon ABC Pass. Now the deck is way more explosive, and then of course the Merry Maker. Bujin Kiyashima, there's some cool combos that you can do with this card, but I don't think you really need it too much. But you can definitely mess with the card. Same thing with Barricade Board Blocker, a lot of really cool combos with this card. Triple Tactic Talents, as well as Tasking for going second, will Thrust. Dark Ruler No More, of course, if you don't want to play hand traps and you want to play Board Breakers instead, these are some of the best cards, because Thrust can also get you Terraforming so that you can unbreak going second. Or first if you get hit by a Bestial monster. Bestials can be really annoying for you because your letters are light, so if you keep getting hit by a Bestial monster on the same letter twice, you will lose access to ABC Dragon Buster completely. So you have to be careful about that and potentially play Ghost Bell in your side deck so you don't lose too hard to Bestials. But yeah, anyways, Tuning to search Revolution Synchron, you don't need that. Forbidden Droplet, Evenly Matched, whatever, if you just want like some Board Breakers. Forbidden Droplet is also very interesting in this deck because you can send your... Jesus Christ, why did I click on that? You can send your equipped ABC letters in the spell and trap zone to negate some cards your opponent controls or some monsters, and they will trigger to get their effects. So that's actually really cute. And same thing with the, obviously the letters on the field as monsters. So Forbidden Droplet is like, in this deck, it doesn't really feel neggy at all. As a matter of fact, it almost feels like you're going plus sometimes, because it facilitates ABC Dragon Buster getting summoned. But anyways, that's all I had for you guys with this ABC deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.